What do you think are some preferences, standards, or boundaries that men have that you think are unfair or unreasonable, or that you take issue with?
I understand what you're saying. Like, you're saying, like, what, like, things that, like...
So there are things that, basically, things that guys like, or preferences, or standards, or boundaries that men
we
have
disagree
that
with?
you disagree with, or you take issue with, or you think are unfair or unreasonable.
I think,
And why don't we start with Allison?
Go for it.
I'm trying to think. The only thing that pops up is like body count, because I know, and that's a perfect segue. But I feel like a lot of guys that have higher body counts want girls with the lowest body count, or like virgins, and I don't understand that at all.
Okay. Well,
You're saying you feel like the guys who want the lower body counts are virgins?
No. I'm
The
saying
higher.
the guys who have the highest body counts want the girls with the lowest body counts.
Oh.
it's because they know.
Because
they
you know.
know
They
what-
know, yeah.
They know what
They know,
happens when chicks get
exactly.
ran through.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They've dated.
But the thing is, he's been ran through. So
It's
not
well.
Exactly.
So
how is it not the same?
It's
No.
not really. It's not really.
How is it not
It's
the
not.
same?
We've discussed this so many.
We've discussed this.
Yeah,
ad
we will
nauseam
talk.
on
Many
this
times,
podcast.
we'll talk
maybe.
about it, but I just want to let everybody answer. So, do you want to go ahead
I really
into the microphone, please?
can you repeat like
Yeah,
can you kind
that's
of like
fine. I got you.
summarize?
So, what do you
Second
think?
time, great.
What do you think are some preferences, standards, or boundaries that men have that you think are unfair or unreasonable, or that you take
Oh.
issue with?
Okay. Can you skip me?
We'll come back to you.
Okay, I think, like, guys being, like, very possessive, it's like they, like, show to their, like, homeboys or whatever, like, oh, look, like, she's mine. But I think, like, being, like, super possessive is almost, like, a huge turn off, because it's like you have, like, you know, control of this, like, woman, when, like, no, you don't. Honestly, she has her own mind. She can do her own thing. And, like, possessing that, or, like, keeping, like, her accountable, and, like, maybe, like, I don't know. It feels suffocating, and I don't think
You
that
must
it's
hate
right.
Andrew Tate.
I
We
hate
should.
Andrew.
We're gonna
Tate.
watch.
I feel like-
we'll pull up.
Andrew A.
Yeah, this will
I
be
feel like
good.
that-
This will be a good
I feel
time.
like that was a statement,
I
kind of
really hate
like
him.
with trauma behind it.
Yeah.
to be honest.
100%.
Yeah. Well, and also
Yeah.
just I want to just to clarify my question. That's certainly a behavior in men that you can take issue with, but it was more so preferences, standards, or boundaries that men have for women. So, for example, a preference for a guy might be like the body count one, or it might be guys who want girls with the really
Oh,
hourglass figure. It could be
okay,
something
now I
physical. It could be
understand.
something personality-wise.
So,
So,
preference-wise.
Preference-wise. like guys who want women
To be
maybe if
quieter.
they want women to adhere to their traditional gender roles, or they want
Yeah.
women who are more quiet, for example, or feminine or submissive. Are
yeah,
there I'm not s-
submissiveness, I feel.
so you
is a
take
big thing.
you don't like that when a guy wants a woman who's submissive.
No, because I feel like it's demeaning. I think it's like they're like maybe like putting, like they're holding her to a standard that like it may not be like that for her. I don't know.
Do you think it's like they want to hold her to a standard, or it's because they know that a lot of girls like an assertive man?
Not necessarily. I think to each their own. I think that these girls, I mean, can pick a, you know, standard for themselves and either be super dominant or super, you know, not dominant, and that's okay for them. I mean, it shouldn't be like a standard you hold to someone, you know.
I feel like there's a
Yeah.
difference between controlling and assertive too.
It's true.
Some men
Yeah.
want a woman who will follow their lead,
Yeah.
Mhm.
We follow everything they say.
and some men don't care as much about it. Like I that's like very important to me. Like I definitely want a woman that would follow my lead. And if a girl doesn't want to do that, we're obviously not right for each other.
What do you mean, a girl that follows your
Yeah.
lead?
I mean, does it need to be explained?
Yeah.
Kind of, yes.
Because there's a
Yes.
fine line between controlling her and like being assertive towards her and being like, we're
Like,
gonna
you
do this.
would you want her to be independent, do her own thing too, or do you want her to mainly just
No,
like?
I mean she can have her own stuff if she wants, but like when this is one of the core values that I want for like my household and my family is like I want to be like the leader and the authority of the household, right? So like if there's a big decision, obviously I'm going to talk it out with my wife, But like ultimately the responsibility for everything that happens to my family is going to fall on me as a man.
So you
And
want to be the head.
Yeah, I want
Gotcha.
to be the head of my household, right? And like
No, she battles
that
that.
doesn't mean that like I want to be some freaking dictator, but like I want a wife who trusts me, right? And who she trusts my leadership, she trusts my authority, and she feels relaxed into it.
And she can
right?
speak your mind as well.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Then that's
Now,
fine.
if there's like a big disagreement over something important, like another goal that I have for my family is at the end of the day, I want to provide for my wife and my kids. And like, if there's a big disagreement over something, because I'm responsible for what happens to the family, like I expect her to respect my final say on that thing. And again, like obviously we're going to talk it out. You know what I mean? Like we're going to talk stuff out. Like I want her to be my partner, you know, but like I want her to trust me too, you know? And if a woman doesn't trust me, obviously we're not right for one another,
Exactly.
you know,
Yeah.
just like that.
Mhm.
Does that kind of clarify?
Yeah, no, that made sense. I just wanted I guess to be said exactly what you wanted. You know, draw that line that it's not really that you want to be controlling, that you just want her to trust you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Your turn.
In the past, like, guys have been very insecure about like what I wear in public,
Mm-hmm.
and I want to know like how that like if you had a girlfriend and she went out in whatever she wanted to wear and it was appealing
Good
towards
question.
men, I'm wondering like what your guys' position in that.
Okay, so I'll answer that. So basically your question is what our stance is on our girlfriends going out wearing revealing clothing. So my take on this, and I have a kind of interesting take. So I very rarely drink. If I do drink, I have 1 to 2 drinks max.
Lucky.
I don't go out to bars, clubs, parties. So for a relationship, my expectation for a girl, if she's going to be in a serious relationship with me, she can't go out. Occasionally, if she wants to do whatever, that's okay. But if she's going out regularly,
Can you define going out? Like, are we talking to
Go-
clubs,
Yeah.
bars, or like
Clubs.
restaurants with her friends?
no, like restaurants with her friends, that's
can't
fine.
leave, actually.
But like if she's going out to party, it's a deal
She
breaker
can't.
for me.
Huge red flag. Same
That, for me,
100%.
it's a
Yeah,
deal
I
breaker.
totally agree.
Why?
Like,
Why
she
is that
can't-
a deal breaker?
Well, one, because I just don't do it.
Is
So
it
I would want
because-
reciprocity there. But sorry, go ahead.
Is it because it makes you insecure?
It has nothing to do with insecurity. It's
What
just
does it
what
have
I,
to
it's
do
a
with?
it's a preference that I want in a partner because in the same way that someone might want to have someone that enjoys the same types of films and the same types of music as them, I don't go to bars. I don't go to clubs. I would rather masturbate with sandpaper than go to a nightclub or a bar. I fucking hate bars and clubs.
Yeah, so
If
you
my girlfriend, if
Fashion
my
should do
girl,
that.
if my girl goes to bars and clubs, that's just we don't have the same interests.
So you wouldn't
it's
even
that
go for
too.
her.
what's
Yeah.
what's
I
the
might
difference?
hook up with the girl, but if it's predetermined on a Friday or Saturday night that she's going to bars and clubs and
Okay,
parties,
so
it's not. I might hook up with her, but
so
I'm not going to
case
take her
closed.
seriously.
You wouldn't go with a
Same.
girl that's going out
I will hook up with
like
a girl
regularly.
You said your girlfriend though. Like if
for
she's your
for me to
girlfriend.
take her seriously. It's going to be an issue for me if she's going out partying on the weekend.
I have a
Women,
question.
women go out to meet guys. Like, what's
no,
hard to understand?
No,
about
that's
that?
actually
not-
at all what
Okay.
it is. That's
I
not
know,
true at all.
I know
I'm
a
sorry.
lot of women.
Depends.
Y'all get
A
very
lot of
prepared.
women,
y'all
not
get
all
very
of them.
prepared.
Y'all get to
Y'all
take
get very
pictures.
prepared before you go
There you
out
go.
Uh-huh.
to the clubs or anything like
Okay.
that. And almost all the time, it's because you guys obviously you guys want to have fun, but you guys are excited to meet guys.
No,
dress
that's
for
where
dress.
it's fun.
True.
It's
Okay.
We want to have fun.
It's not
with
true
them,
that you guys are
so-
excited to
listen.
meet guys.
It is true when you
That's
are
not
ready
true.
to mingle.
Give me a break.
Yes.
It is true when you are
Yes.
ready to mingle.
when you're
For
in a
me, when I was
relationship.
in my relationship, so I was doing long distance with my boyfriend. He went to college, and this was all of like last year. It's like I was doing it for like 8 months, and he would go out on the weekends, and I would like dread the weekends coming up because I would be sitting at my house, you know, like I was in beauty school, but like besides beauty school, like I was just working, you know, and all my friends had gone to college. I was staying in Chicago, you know, so I had literally nothing to do, and he would go out. And I wouldn't understand like why he wanted to go out so much, you know. And then I would question myself, and I'd be like, well, is he going out to like go hang out with the boys, or is he going to these parties to go like talk to like other girls too, you know?
Did he cheat
And-
on you? Tilt the microphone up towards you just a bit. There you go.
I don't think he did.
So it was long
um,
distance relationship,
It was long
For how
distance
long?
for 8 months, and then
and he was going to bars and clubs. He's probably cheating on you.
he was going.
Yeah.
He was probably.
Yeah.
I mean,
He
I
wasn't.
could
He
be.
wasn't going to bars or clubs.
Oh, I thought you said he was going out.
He was going. He was going out. Like, I mean, he went to a bar like a couple times, but like he would go to like parties on campus because he
Well,
went to school at a very small school, very small town. It was like the middle of nowhere in Ohio.
Did you
But
ever
was
bring
it
this
like
up?
Ragers? Was it Ragers? Proper
Can I
parties.
ask
Parties.
you a question?
No.
Sure.
No.
No.
Go ahead.
No.
Okay,
All right,
the
so
kickbacks.
just because she's talking about a guy who's long distance,
Right.
why does that like give you
Yeah,
like
automatically.
a whole automatically like, oh, he's cheating on you?
You
Well,
have no
it
idea.
wasn't-
That's
hold
what
on.
they would
It
do.
wa-
People go to bars and parties and clubs to hook up with
No, they
people.
That's not
don't.
what it is.
That's
That's
not
the main
100%
purpose.
of
It's
the
called
time. Hold on. Let me
entertainment.
finish my point. You're right.
For a reason.
It's
You
not
didn't let me finish
100%
my
of the
point,
time,
first of all.
but I can say for myself and my friends,
For
every
yourself and your
every
friends.
single party we've gone to, like there's a part of you that's like, okay, am I going to meet somebody tonight?
And you're
Okay.
looking around,
And-
yeah, and they're
It's
you're
just-
looking
Were
around
you
like,
single
where are they
during
going?
those times?
Yes.
Yeah.
In fact,
If you were in a
yeah.
relationship.
And there were times when I was a teenager and I had a girlfriend and I would go to parties because all my friends were going to it and I wanted to go there and I didn't want to miss it and my girlfriend couldn't go to them, and part of me was curious, like, hey,
Oh,
like,
so
How old
now
were you? You
I
said
know
teenager.
why
and it
you're
wasn't
holding
because
yourself.
I had the intention to cheat, but I just knew my
I don't
own
like the
nature.
twins anymore.
Like if there was a hot girl there, part of me is like it's curious, you know? And I think that's just human nature. I think when people go out in situations where they're around other attractive people and they're drinking alcohol.
Yeah, especially
it's-
when you got alcohol.
when
in your
alcohol's
system.
involved, it's
Agree.
just
Yep.
natural.
I think that there's something
I
called
can't
self-control.
agree. Yeah.
Well-
yes, there is.
And you can control yourself and you can have a good time without hooking
If
up
you
with
want it
anybody.
bad
yeah, but,
enough.
You
but
don't
to
have to
pretend,
search for
but
anybody
to
in
pretend
those
that people go to
situations.
parties and bars and clubs not because they're interested in the opposite sex, like
Well, it's
Come
also a
on.
social. It's a social area too. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily
there's-
want a
yeah.
girlfriend that went out all the time, went to clubs and went drinking. That would not be like what I would prefer.
yeah.
But it's a social place too. So there's this, to a certain extent, it's fine to go out, you know. But like once you're doing it repetitively, you know, with your girls, it's kind of getting to the point where it's like, all right, what the hell is she really out there for?
Exactly.
Yeah.
If it's a common pattern and there's alcohol involved and the opposite sex is involved and it's at nighttime, you have
Big.
to ask, is something going on?
If she weren't to invite you, but if she were to invite you out
if she
to
was
party
invite me,
with,
that's totally
then
different.
that's what
That's
I'm talking
totally
about. Like,
different.
that's
What if you
fine.
don't want to go?
Yeah, I'm not going.
Yeah,
She
and then
can
he still
beg me,
gets
I ain't
mad.
going.
She can go out anyway, and
well-
you're still gonna think, oh, she's looking for
I
someone.
mean, if
even if you guys were together.
if we were in a serious relationship and my girl was like, she decided, hey, I'm just going to go out. It depends on this. It's like the occasional, if there's like a birthday party, it depends on the context. But if she's
Yeah.
going out consistently and it's like a thing that she wants to do, she wants to party, you're free to do that. Goodbye. It was nice
How
knowing
young
you.
are we
I'm
talking
breaking up with
though?
her.
Maybe
Mm,
Huh?
Like,
How young?
how young are we talking?
What do you
like
mean?
If she
Oh, God, we're
were
gonna
21.
talk
like
about the age gap here,
20,
too.
21, 22, would she be allowed to go out consistently because she's of that age and
It's
she
not
can
about
enjoy herself?
allowed or not allowed. She can do whatever she wants. It's just the standards that I have for the girl
Mhm.
I'm dating. So it's if she does that, okay, we're just no longer in a
I
relationship.
understand.
We're done.
Mhm.
And
I'm not going to
It's all
control
about
her.
preference.
I'm not going to
Yeah,
control her. It's just like
exactly.
if you want to do that in the same way that you guys might. I'm trying to think of an equivalent example. This isn't a perfect match, but I have a few points on this, and because you asked me a question on it. But how would you feel if your guy went to a strip club? Would you be okay with that? Your long-term serious boyfriend went to a strip club.
Personally, I'd be fine with it if he didn't pay for a dance.
If he took me
What
with
if-
him,
He doesn't pay for a dance, but he's
He
getting
didn't
I
get
was-
a dance.
he's
he
getting
didn't
them
pay for a
anyways.
dance. He didn't nothing. He's just there for his friends.
Into the microphone,
It's
by
like,
the way.
he's just there for his friends to kind of just like be there.
I
As long
really-
as he got no one dance on him, I don't care. You can go look at girls. You can look at them on the street. I don't care.
Sydney, I saw you
Yeah.
make a face. What do you think?
Yeah, Sydney.
I would love to go with him.
No,
No,
yeah,
he
went
that too.
alone.
But if he went,
You went alone?
He went alone.
You'd be concerned.
Bye.
Huh.
Go ahead. I have a follow-up on this one. Go ahead.
yeah, honestly, like if he invited me, sure, we could
He's
go to
going
the strip
alone with
club.
his boys.
Yes, but he's going alone. I mean, like, I haven't been in the position to really know how I personally would feel, but yeah, I think I would be kind of hurt.
You'd feel a type of way about it. Okay,
Yes.
you too?
Yeah, like, honestly, if I wasn't invited, I would ask him why, and we'd have a serious talk about it. And if he, like kept saying that I wasn't able to go and it was just for a boys' night out, I would be very upset. But are you comparing situations based on, are we going out to the bars and having fun? And like, is this comparable to talk about
It's not
strip
No, it's
clubs?
just a situation, I think.
To a degree. How about this? Here's a different
No.
one. What do you guys think if you're in a serious relationship with a guy? What do you think about if he's watching porn? Do you have an issue with that?
No.
No issue?
I have
No.
no issue with that.
For some reason, I don't care about that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
Unless
either.
It's fake.
So he's
yeah.
It's not fake.
Porn is
But
fake.
he's
Well,
like-
there's not another human.
If they don't
being
want to
Yeah.
hang
there,
out
is
with
what I'm
me,
saying.
and it's not a real situation.
if they
Yeah.
say like they want to stay home,
that's fair.
you know, and like
They're jerking their
do their
stick.
thing, and they're like, you know, I don't know, like, I don't really care. Porn is porn. It's
Well,
literally just a video.
If they
Like,
Okay.
rather
That's
watch
fine.
porn over having sex with me, that's a problem.
yeah.
If I wasn't like around and like they really just need to do something,
Okay.
watch porn.
So then why would a girl need to go to the club when she can just hang out with me? We can chill.
Porn is so
I was gonna say, I was
different.
gonna say, I was gonna say something about that
Porn
though.
to, like,
going
I was gonna
Porn is
say,
so different than the
if-
club.
Go
If you
ahead, guys.
expect your girl not to go out to the club, you know, and go partying with her girls, you should be able to put something down on the table where she's gonna want to stay and hang out with you.
Mhm.
You know, you shouldn't
yeah.
just be chilling, fucking playing
If I have a
video
boyfriend,
games, watching movies.
Yeah.
if I have a boyfriend, I'm not gonna go to the clubs without him. If he doesn't want to go, I'm gonna stay at home.
Oh,
Good
see,
woman
that's
right
money.
there.
That's
But then
money.
that's exactly
That's
what
how
I
it
did.
should be.
That's a
But
good
what if
woman.
he's
Exactly what
busy
I
That should be.
at
That's a
work
good
late at
woman.
night and is doing something else,
Then I'll
and
stay
you're literally
home.
just sitting there doing nothing?
I'll stay home. I'll call up one of my girls.
That's a good woman
I'm
right
sorry,
there.
but that's being a
That's-
people pleaser.
See,
You
I
don't
was
believe
waiting
me?
to hear that answer because
No.
let me tell you something.
You don't believe me.
Would you guys agree with
I
that?
don't cheater.
In my-
I believe you, but I wouldn't do that.
In,
Yeah, no.
in my
Honestly,
best
that's
fucked up.
relationships, in my best
I'm not a cheater.
relationships,
Wait, guys, let Chase.
in my best relationship, I was waiting to hear an answer like that because in my best relationships, the girl wanted to do whatever I wanted to do, and there would be times where she would be like, "Hey,
and
like,
that's the best relationship.
Yeah.
Where
yeah,
a girl is
because she
doing
was
whatever
so,
you
she
want to
was
do.
so in love with me that
So
she was like, I just want to spend time with
Well,
you.
it's got to be on both of your terms.
I don't
You
like
can't
that.
forget about that.
She wanted to do.
But
Here, what about this one? Serious relationship, but he's paying for some other girl's OnlyFans.
No.
What the fuck?
That's
Hell
fucked
no.
up.
No, we're done
No,
right
there's
there.
no way.
So that's just
Not
some random
talking. I
girl.
want nothing to do with you.
Yeah, no. If you're paying
Okay.
money,
See, that's where it comes in. So, what if a guy was financially supporting another woman?
definitely not.
So Brian's question, I kind of see it as like the equivalent of this, right? Like, how would you guys feel? You already gave your answer. How would you guys feel if you were dating a guy and he wanted to go out to the clubs and you were like, no, I want to stay in tonight. And he was like, no, I'm going to go out. And you were like, okay, well, can I come with you? And he was like, no, I'm just going out with the boys to the bars to go drink and stuff. How would you guys feel about
I've
that?
been through this before.
yeah.
And honestly, when I want to stay home, I'll stay home. I don't care if you're going out. All right? You just have to text me every once
But in
a
that
while.
situation, if you want to go, let's say in this situation you wanted to go and he said no, it's just for the
Oh.
boys. What would you think of that?
Well, I would kind of be hurt, but then I'd go find my own plans. I'm not just going to sit and mope around.
You're not like sus that he might cheat on you or anything?
Yeah,
There's
that's
anxiety.
No, I
Let's go to the
don't.
same
I
club.
don't
There's
think he'd cheat on
anxiety,
me.
but-
Well, it starts
a red
with
flag.
what's
There's
that
always a
face?
risk.
Honestly,
There's
Yeah.
always a
There's
risk.
always
How
a-
could you not
There's
think?
always a risk, but you can maintain like a trustworthy relationship with someone. Like you can achieve like
If
a
one of my
trustworthy
boys was
relationship
doing
with
that-
Into the
someone.
microphone, please.
If one of my boys was doing that, constantly leaving his girl in the dust to go out drinking
Okay,
at the bars and stuff,
constantly is
I'd
different.
I'd be like, dog, you're cheating on her, aren't you? 'Cause I've seen it
Constantly is
happen.
very different than just like a one-time, like three-time thing. Like if you maintain like a trustworthy relationship, then it's like, you know.
Yeah,
you
well,
shouldn't
yeah.
doubt
I mean,
it.
Yeah.
if it's a
Why-
one-time thing,
yeah.
that's not a big deal.